Hi guys, putting here with a replay
Battle
of
starts.
my Yamato. Now, just a little warning now, at least I feel this isn't a very exciting game. I chose this replay to highlight a couple of things. Usually, everything you see on YouTube is, you know, a bunch of medals, getting up there and just brawling it, you know, really just exciting games, and that's how you get solid results. In this game, just gonna, couple spoilers, I don't get a single medal, and I don't sink a single ship. But what I do, I think, ultimately, what I did was to help the teamwork. And like I said, usually when I do these long-range shots, I do like to follow the shells going in. And as you can see, the two Tier 10 German BBs are in a division, and I am just going to call them George from here on out. Because I can't pronounce the name, I'm sorry, I would butcher it and then just get obliterated in the comments. But as you can see, I'm trying to put all my shots in on this BB right now, following the shots, and just to see where they land, to see if I need to make any sort of adjustments. But as you can see, what I'm going to do is kind of post up on A and use these islands to stop anybody from coming up alongside of me. The other thing, in case I didn't mention it, those two German BBs are in a division. Now, if you can notice, we're not exactly the strongest on the side at this point. It's the Bismarck, myself, I forget what destroyer, a Chapayev, and I forget, and a Hipper. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to stop any sort of push through these islands from the enemy team, simply just, for the most part, just by being here and shooting anybody that's in those islands. Nothing really impressive as far as damage yet, and like I said, you know, this is the thing with the long range. You know, he sees you shoot, he turns, you know, now he's not presenting the sight anymore. Notice the Hindenburg, and this guy plays extremely smart and well. He uses whatever concealment he can to his advantage to stop me from shooting him. See the enemy DD in there, in the cap, he pops the smoke, but at this point, this is where I kind of decided I'm going to cut my speed and start reversing, because like I said, right now the furthest forces are our destroyer, the Bismarck, and myself. Hindenburg was reversing. Luckily I caught it just a little bit too late, but still, you know, 2,000 damage is 2,000 damage. Our cruisers are playing cautiously, I guess would be the nice way of putting it, I believe. Now, with the Hindenburg out in the open, gonna take my shots and try to get this guy out of the game as soon as possible, but he manages to make the course adjustments to stop my shells from doing any significant penetrating damage. And like I said, trying to stay focused on the Hindenburg, because I think the battleships should try to kill the cruisers before you start really brawling it up with other battleships. Of course, there are a few exceptions, but for the most part, that's usually what I try to do. Like I said, the Hindenburg's playing extremely smart. He used whatever cover he can to stop me from getting any sort of shots in on him. And at this point, I'm just kind of doing the forward, backwards a little bit. Don't want to give up too much position for any of the push. Want my presence now. And I kind of want these guys shooting at me instead of teammates, because, you know, I have an extremely large health pool and I can take a bunch of shots on bow on, and there's really not much that can pen me. The best they can do is burn me and torpedo me to death as I get set on fire. But at this point, I noticed that there's the Ibuki over there, so I'm gonna, you know, rear guns in a play, might as well take a shot in at him. 2 BBs weren't offering me the greatest of targets, but they were something, and yes, get one nice citadel on the Ibuki. Notice the Hindenburg's coming out, and he's coming out slow. Get my secondaries trained onto him, and get another citadel. Get the rear gun going on Ibuki. Trying to see what this guy's doing, and all of those missed. Just turned a little bit, but he goes undetected. Now, as you can see, the German battleship here is coming to an extremely slow speed. Torpedoes are coming in at the front of me. Trying to turn, and I think they all missed, and all that damage came from just those shells. But the last thing I want to do with German secondaries is to get within this guy's range. I do not want his secondaries to come into play in this battle. I've taken another shot at the Hindenburg because, you know, this is the low pen machine, so it really doesn't care about what sort of angle you may be in or have against me. So, you know what? Got nothing to lose by taking the shots in at him. Notice George here is going a little bit slow. Get all my guns firing. You know, just hoping for something. And oh my God, 8 out of the 9 shells connected and penetrated for a beautiful 34,000 damage. But like I said, as you can see on the map here, the guys at B and C, excellent job getting that. The entire enemy team, for the most part, is all focused over here at A. And with all of these guys in those islands, and with the German battleship here, not sure what he's going to do. Kind of want to collect a little bit of my health, which is why I continued reversing. Sorry guys, kind of late for me. But I'm still reversing because it kind of needs somebody to kind of step up and maybe take some of the damage for me. See the Hindenburg, you know, the guy's just been a thorn in my side. Was gonna try to take a shot at him, but you know, George here is getting a little bit too close for my comfort. Got to deal with him. Notice the rear gun was in a play, so while I was reversing, was turning, because I don't want to offer this guy any sort of side for him to just go right through my armor and pretty much either end me or make my life even less thrilling with even lower health than I have already. Gonna take another shot at him. He's offering me a lot of side. 16,000, and our friendly Bismarck manages to take him out. Now, at this point, I'm like, you know, I'm just gonna back up a little bit, wanted to get undetected, and then I became spotted again, which made me suspect that there's a destroyer in front of me. But at this point, I'm way too far back for any sort of liking to me. Get a lovely 9,000 damage to the bow on North Carolina. But I'm going to start going forward. I'm going to start hauling ass a little bit. And by hauling ass, I mean going 3/4. I don't want to go alone because I know at least the Fubuki's been kind of dropping torps on me when he can. These guys kind of had a very solid control of A. Gonna take a shot at the North Carolina, who was offering some side. And that gentleman managed to turn just enough for all of my shells to fall
Torpedoes
short.
direct front.
And my suspicions were confirmed here by the torpedoes in front of me, which means the Fubuki was coming after me. But I suspect with what's going on at Cap, he's heading back to get to offer assistance there. And taking another shot at the Hindenburg. Now, like I said, I kind of showcased this because while watching this flank is not the most glorious of jobs and can be quite boring at times, it did provide a very necessary role. It stopped any of these guys from just outright pushing and out of these islands, you know, in general. The one guy who did try to push, he paid very heavily with, you know, my one salvo that did extreme damage, and with the 2 cruisers that were backing me up. I initially didn't want to go into these islands, but with the Fubuki torps, I figured it'd be best just sorry again, guys. I thought it'd just be best to at least use the one island. Make my approach on this North Carolina, who was reversing and offering a substantial amount of his nice juicy side. Don't know why he's firing HE.
Penetration.
Get a lovely citadel with 2 pens. Get the rear gun into play. And now this guy's on extremely low health. There's 2 cruisers shooting at him. He's actively losing health, and as you can see, he's got at least 2 fires. I could have shot, but at that point, it would have been a wasted shot because he, you know, burned to death. You know, situations like that, sometimes you just don't need to shoot. Just look at the target, make sure he burns to death. If you see the fires go out, then shoot. You know, then finish him off. But this game is actually quickly wrapping up as I take a shot in at the North Carolina and get a nice 9,000 damage. And like I said, as you guys can see, I don't have a single ship kill, don't have a single medal, and I believe with the death of the Ibuki, that will be game. And now we'll look at the post-battle results. 195,000 damage, almost 5,000 experience, and as you can see here, number 1 on a team with a base experience of 2,000 EXP. Actually walked away with a nice chunk of money, but as you saw previously, not a single medal, not a single ship killed, number 1 on a team with 2,000 base experience. The other, the thing that I think did it was the potential damage of over 3.5 million potential damage thrown my way. So just by going out there and pushing up forward with the battleship and taking those hits gets you rewarded, along with what I have stated in previous videos is your experience is the percentage of damage you do to the ships. Because, like I said, it's almost 200,000 damage this game, and I did extremely well in every category, except for no medals, no ships, but I was still #1 on the team. Just want to say thank you guys for all the support you give us. Love the replays you guys are sending us. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and have yourselves a wonderful day.